Yes.
Sound is perfect, okay?
Okay, I've got you now.
Hello, Ben Stimson. I am Gonzo blogger, and today I have a special guest. That is a British citizen, Ben Stimson. Where are you now, Ben?
I'm in the Donbass, in the SVO.
Oh, I mean, I see you. You are somehow in the military costumes, no? I mean,
Yeah, that's correct. Russian uniform.
how about the weather there today in the Donbass?
Cold.
It's cold,
not very cold, but it's
Here
cold.
it's raining.
I can't hear you.
Here in this area of Catalonia, south of Catalonia, Valencia, is we have floods. No, I mean, a lot of people were killed and so on. But look, Ben, yes, I know you are there. Yes, in the Russian army fighting against the I mean, basically the NATO backed Zelensky regime. Just tell me.
Well, we're basically
what are you doing there? Just tell me.
I mean, well, what's happening is NATO have backed this coup government and are basically using Ukrainian civilians as cannon fodder for their political games. And Mr Zalinsky, he believed the bullshit, didn't he, really? So, and now he's reaping the whirlwind.
Yeah. How about the...
We only have to look through history of how the West backs these puppet regimes, and then when they realise that they can't win, they pull the plug and just leave these countries as basket cases in debt forever, in debts that they'll never pay off. So they sell all their assets and all the resources, don't they? It's all about capitalism and the Western global elites. But now, of course, we've got BRICS, haven't we, coming in? So there's as George Bush put it with the collapse of communism in the Eastern Bloc, a new world order. Well, there's a new world order, and that's BRICS.
Yeah, BRICS is maybe an alternative. I want to introduce Ben Stimson. Is a British. Well, you think you are Marxist, no? Yes or not?
Sorry, I didn't hear you there, Miguel.
I think you are left-wing British. Yes or not?
Yeah, I'm left-leaning, but I'm not a traditional leftist, shall we say?
Yeah, and then you were actually in 2015 fighting in the militias, in Donetsk militia.
Yeah,
I know you because some of my friends.
I was in the.
Some of my friends like Alexis.
Yeah, I met him once.
You are the first.
Sorry.
Yeah, you are like. Sorry. Don't worry, Ben. Tell me what you are doing there right now.
Well, yes, like you say, I'm one of the few remaining originals that's still here fighting. There's, of course, you know, Rodolfo, Benazeo, and I think a couple of others. But there's not many of the originals left. A lot left. Some are in prison in their home countries, and sadly, a few are dead. People like Arlandis, Mark McKean, Petri, Finland, a few of these guys. Yeah, they sadly were killed.
You are a member of the first wave of protesters that
one of the first wave of foreign volunteers, yeah. But of course, as you know, I did spend 7 years at Her Majesty's, well, her and now His Majesty's pleasure, as a political prisoner.
Yes, and you were a political prisoner later in Britain, no? So, and you managed to move from Britain to Russia, and now you are again
with
on
great
the front line,
with a lot of difficulty, yes, and it was quite a mission, quite an expensive mission as well.
Yes, I mean it's amazing. No, you are one of the characters in this war that probably in the future somebody should study, because of I mean those volunteers. Some of them were killed, and others in prison. You are yes, one of the few ones that are still alive, no, or still there. No? I mean I know Rodolfo. Rodolfo is also one.
Oh,
of,
yeah,
or
there's other foreign volunteers of the first wave of the originals that have settled in Russia and are doing very well. I recently saw a French friend of mine had been married to a beautiful lady, and he's doing well in Moscow. I think he's a singer in Moscow. And then there's a Serbian guy who's set up a hotel here. Yeah, some are doing very, very well. And of course, you've got to remember Russell Bentley, Texas. He was sadly killed not so well this year. I'm still in contact with his wife. She's a lovely woman, Ludmilla Bentley. She's keeping his memory alive.
Yeah, Russell. Yeah, of course. It's a very sad, no? See, I mean, what happened to him, and so. But war is like this. I mean,
that's war, of course.
Yeah, of course. And just what is the morale there?
Well,
the morale.
The other thing I've done is when I arrived back here, I realised that there is a new wave of foreign volunteers that have joined since the start of the SVO. So I set up an online support group that helps and supports foreign volunteers here. When they have problems, I can put them in contact with somebody, and it's also a lot of mutual assistance. Other guys that have helping each other. It's a good thing we do. We've got guys like Aidan Minnis, the other British volunteer who's fighting here. There are other British people here, Americans and Europeans. We've got African guys and Arab guys, and we all try and help each other. So we have like a mutual support group, because you're coming from a foreign country to, you're coming from your own country to a foreign country. It's very difficult. And of course, when the contract ends, we try and put them in contact with translators and, so they can get work and things like that. If they're wounded, we can provide assistance. And there's a lot of volunteer groups in Europe and the West as well that provide aid, and we can get aid to them. Of course, we help Russians as well, that fight, our comrades. I mean, because we're all brothers together here. We might be foreigners, but once you're in the Russian army, you're a band of brothers. And we get a lot of respect from the Russians, and we get a lot of help from them and support. So, yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, what you are doing is simply, I mean, it's amazing, no? It's amazing, no? I mean, I have not myself. I mean, I was there, no, but not as a military. I mean, not as a military man, no. I spent 2 years, no, in Donetsk, and they are not enough brave, no, to take a week, to the front line, no? But what they're doing is history, no? It's history of Europe, actually.
It's becoming history. It's been 10 years, Miguel. It's been going on for 10 years, and it's becoming history. You've got the legends of like Givy and Motorola and other guys. I mean, you've got in Donetsk, as you're well connected here. There's a distinct culture here of a mix of Russian and Ukrainian, and then we've had the coup that happened in Kiev, and that's left a legacy here. I mean, the Donbass is creating its own culture. It's Nova Russia is new Russia, of course.
I hope to come back, to Donetsk. I mean, as soon as I can. No, this summer, I am planning to go, to Russia. No, even I have been invited, to participate in kind of international anti-fascist conference, and maybe we have the chance to meet there, all together or something like this. No? Yes,
Yeah,
but it's something.
you've told me about this conference. Hopefully, we can get some people from some of these European groups to come and attend as well and listen to what's going on.
Yes. I don't know, but I think Ben, that sooner or later we will meet each other, and I will invite you some beers. I mean, like,
yeah,
I know that you like
I've not
also
had a beer for a little while, Miguel, as you well know.
Yeah, but well, okay,
a cold bottle of Stella Artois.
About girls is not really interesting. I mean,
Of course,
okay,
there are some good Russian beers, but yeah, Stella.
Also, look, even you can find in Moscow, even British.
Oh, you can find it in Donetsk. Believe me, you can find it in Donetsk.
You
can find English beers in Donetsk. I've drunk Hobgoblin here, Brewdog IPA. There's no sanctions.
Somebody's importing British beer to Donetsk. I mean, pay attention with that. It's making money, making business.
You don't see much Coca-Cola, but you can see Stella Artois and Brewdog IPA. Of course, we've got better colas now.
How do you feel? I mean, you are now in Russia, in a foreign country. It's coming Christmas. How do you feel about? I don't know, because maybe you feel.
Fine. I mean, at the moment, I'm in the rear area, so there's a lot of artillery still going on, but we're reasonably safe here. Of course, I'm not wearing a helmet or body armor, as you can tell.
Yeah,
it's getting cold now. The winter's definitely arriving. As you can see, and it's getting chilly.
Yeah, I know. Winters there, are very, very, very.
Yeah, I'm in good health. Last time we spoke, Miguel, I was in hospital with pneumonia. Last time we spoke, and I recovered from that. I was in hospital for a couple of weeks, but I'm in good health now. I recently fell off the back of a truck and messed myself up a bit there, but all's good. That's all healed.
I mean, right now, how about the military? Situation. Do you know? I know that you are. All the Russian army and also Donetsk army are advancing, no, and taking.
Oh, they're advancing on all fronts. It's
territory.
They're being pushed back and being pushed back and being pushed back, and it's down to Mr Zalinsky now, isn't it? They had a peace deal on the table, but Boris Johnson, that man, shall we say, flew over and told Mr Zalinsky not to take the peace deal, and the West would back them. But now they're being pushed back, and Mr Zalinsky's in a corner, isn't he? So it's about time that they came to the negotiating table with a real offer that's good for both the Ukrainian public and good for the Russians and the people of Donbass, of course, because they've had 10 years of this. But it's those people in the West pulling Mr Zelensky's strings.
Yes, of course. What do you think about the new? Because there are elections in the United States in 1 week or something like this. What do you think is going to be the result? I know that it's difficult to know.
Well, it's looking like it's difficult to interpret, isn't it? The figures that they're saying. It's most analysts are saying that it's Trump that's going to get it, but I think it's going to be close. I think if Trump gets in, he's the better option for world peace. He's the only man that's ever got the two Koreas speaking together in 50 years. He's the only, he's a negotiator, isn't he? He's a player. He's a businessman. He does deals. He doesn't like war because war's bad for business for America. Oh, it's good for some businesses, of course, but not for the America as a whole. But we can just hope that Trump gets in. I mean, he's the best option of the two. He's the man that...
Yes, I mean, I think it's the... Yeah, I think the same. The best option is Donald Trump. I mean, I don't like him, you know. But I don't like any way any of the candidates, but I think it's the best option.
He's the best option, isn't he?
Yeah. I agree. And what do you think right now? Where I mean, I see you are in the middle of the forest. I mean, you are somehow. This is a forest, no? You are in the forest, or not? What are you doing there? Like in the kind of area,
Sorry, I can't hear you.
You are in the range. No, sorry.
Sorry?
What are you doing? I mean, I know that you cannot tell me where are you, where, because it's not. I mean, you cannot tell me anything.
I'm not going to tell you where I am, of course.
The war. I mean.
No, I'm an engineer.
But I think. Well, you're an engineer, no? And you are near in the Donbass. In which area of Donbass? Near
Donbass,
or not? Or
I'm in Donbass.
You are in the Donbass, no? Okay. Not in Russia, but in Donbass.
Well, Donbass is Russia, so I'm in Russia.
Not in the former. Yeah, I agree. Okay,
it's Nova Russia.
You are in the okay.
Yeah, I'm in the
Russia.
Donbass.
I want to tell you. You are in a city or area that was controlled by the militias in 2015, or in a new area. That's it. You know, the Republic, the People's Republic of Donetsk People Republic have an area before the Russian intervention. Yes. You know. And now you are in other city, no, or in an area of Donbass that is a new one, no, that has been incorporated. That's the word. No?
Sorry, Miguel, I didn't hear you. No, I'm not going to tell you where I am. I'm in the Donbass.
Wonderful. That's it. I mean, and then I want to tell you. Do you want to? I mean, maybe you send me some. I mean, I know you are involved in kind of humanitarian aid as well, no? Some you have contact with some.
I'm in touch with a lot of humanitarian groups. Yeah, I still help some of these groups out in my spare time. Not that I get much spare time, but yeah. So, and I still try and help out the foreign volunteers when I've got time. But my main job is an engineer with the Russian army.
I know which organization do you recommend? I mean, Ash.
Well, there's a group in England. They don't do much humanitarian aid. They're more a protest group. They have done a little bit of humanitarian work. That's is it international solidarity with anti-fascist? Something long-winded. I can show you the link. They quite often protest outside Whitehall and excuse me. Artillery. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. That's quite close. Yeah, they're a protest organisation, International Anti-Fascist Solidarity Group with Ukraine. I can't remember exactly. And then there's Freedom Bridge in Germany. They do a lot of great work. And then there's SOS Donbass in France. They're both good, really good organisations. They literally deliver truckloads of humanitarian aid. Both their links are available on my Telegram channel, International Volunteers. So those are the main two groups, but there are smaller groups. I believe there's another one in America as well that Russell Bentley used to work with. They do quite a bit, not on the scale as Freedom Bridge in Germany and SOS Donbass in France. I mean, they are big, and they coordinate. They even have an SOS Donbass even work in Spain as well. I don't know if you know that. They're quite active in Spain.
I know. Yeah. No, there is also the SOS Donbass that is French. I mean, organization as well. There are many small initiatives because of you know.
I mean, there's also you can look around and there's individuals and little groups that get together and send parcels to Moscow. I know there's an Russian expat community in London that do this. There's some like left-wing groups and there's some, conservative groups, that send the occasional parcel over. And then of course, you've got the group that helped me out in 2015 that I still do a little bit of work with, that Inter-Brigades. They do a lot of work. And it's quite possible to send parcels over from Europe and America to them, and they will distribute those. I mean, you can go and check the accounts of all these groups. They're all transparent. Of course, you've got to be transparent in Europe with the Russophobia. You've got to be 100% transparent in what you're doing. Of course, especially in Europe, especially in Britain, with its police state.
Yeah, I want to tell you something. I have been contacted by some guys, from Spain that I mean, there are really people that are interested, in going to fight, to enroll, in the Russian army. And then, can I give them your contact or something like this?
Yes, you could direct them to my channel, but of course they'll have to check the legal issues. And I know there was some problems back in 2015 when some Spanish volunteers returned home. They was told they were breaking Spanish neutrality laws, and I don't think any went to prison or anything like that, but they were under investigation. But it has to be expected. I mean, people like Aidan Minnis and another British volunteer, we've had police at our families' addresses, our friends have been in, I mean, you've got to think it through. I mean, at the end of the day, if you come over here, you're and volunteer for the Russian forces or one of the military contractors, you are entitled to Russian citizenship, and it's a good country now to live in. I mean, despite what there is more freedom here than there is in Britain. That's a given. There's more freedom of speech. There's more. But people in Britain don't believe that because they've had years and years and years of this anti-Russian propaganda. There is more freedom in Russia than there is in Britain. And it is 100%. The standard of life is better. Right. The housing is affordable here, whether you're renting or buying. I know our friend Aidan Minnis recently, him and his wife have just bought outright a new apartment. Outright. No mortgage, no bank loan. They bought it outright, and it's a nice apartment, and good luck to them for that. I haven't got that sort of money at the moment.
You get the Russian citizenship. You get the Russian citizenship, then you don't have problem there. I mean, you can stay in Russia.
I haven't got it yet. I just haven't put in for it. I just haven't got round to putting in for it yet. But I'm entitled to it. I got granted asylum and provisional asylum, and that's still on the books. And of course, I'm a serving soldier, so I don't have to worry about anything like that.
Yes, myself, I am really planning, right now.
I just like this cigarette, Miguel. I just like the cigarette.
Smoke. Yeah. Just let me speak a bit, about Russia. Russia is a country that, is a good country actually. I mean, and then, hey, I see that you are smoking. It's a good country.
You know, Miguel, I didn't smoke for 10 years till I came back to Russia. I was an elite runner in England. I was never out of the gym.
Russian cigarettes, no?
No, they're Western coffees.
I don't know, Ben, I think this right now. I think it's okay. It's 50 minutes of show is more or less the thing I was thinking about. Just tell me something about your plans in Russia, because after the war, what do you want to do in Russia?
I'm halfway through my my contract now, so I'm going to serve the rest of my contract, and then when I come to the end, I'll decide 100% what I'm going to do and where I'm going to live. I'd like to stay in Donetsk. I mean, it's the city I'm closest to in Russia. Russia.
I love Donetsk. And myself, I really love Donetsk.
I love Donetsk.
Yes, me too.
I'd like to stay here. There's a couple of ladies I talk to online, and one of them is very nice, and I'm considering starting a relationship with her when I finish my contract.
I miss banana. You know banana cafe. Banana in Donetsk.
No, I don't know it.
You know, come on.
I know Donetsk Underground. I go to concerts there when I'm free. There's some good music there. And that, what's that bar called where me and your wife work?
Gunsgio bar.
The one you go downstairs and they have the jazz bar. That's a good bar.
Yes, and, of course.
And then there's some good. There's a good nightlife in Donetsk. Of course, there's still a curfew for which is more relaxed at weekends. But I mean, it's still a city in a war zone. So, but we used to go down to the Kalmuz River and play music and things like that over the summer before I joined the army.
The war will end sooner or later. Then I hope you find your way there.
I've had a job offer to work in media. I could always work as an English teacher. There's lots of things I can do. My language is getting a lot better. So,
of course. I mean, you will speak Russian. It is a question of time. You need to to all the days, mix it with the language, speaking Russian with Russian people, and at the end you learn enough Russian to. It takes some time because Russian language is difficult. That's true. I mean, it's a difficult language, But you will manage. You will manage to find your way there. Why not?
I mean, at times you get homesick and a little down, and it's to be expected with everybody that comes here. But we're not going home. None of us Brits are. We're not going back. Even if I wouldn't face any prosecution or any legal issues, I wouldn't go back.
Don't come back.
To me, it's not worth living in Britain anymore.
Don't come back to Britain and do something more clever.
That's not just people with people involved in politics on the far left, on the right, environmentalists, journalists who speak out, pro-Palestinians, pro-Russians. They're getting persecuted. They're getting locked up. There was a lot of unrest over the summer in England, and Keir Starmer came out and said these are all far-right yobs. They weren't. They were just working-class people that had had enough and were just directing it in a certain way. He had them on show trials. There was locked up a grandfather who screamed at the police, "You're not English anymore," and was a little aggressive towards the police. He was jailed for 2 years. A grandfather, innocent members of the public that came out and had the doors kicked in. They were all labelled far right. They were just working class people. Then you've got the pro-Palestinian journalists and peace activists getting their doors kicked off the hinges and arrested under the Terrorism Act. What's that? Richard Medford, one of the most peaceful men going. He was speaking out against Israeli action, making media programs, arrested under the Terrorism Act, still on bail now, silenced. If they could, they'd go for George Galloway, who attended BRICS recently. The only British politician who did attend BRICS. I mean, he was. I'm surprised they've not gone for him. But he's too powerful for them to go for him.
He's very famous.
I mean, you saw environmentalists that were chaining themselves to gates of oil depots protesting against global warming. 8 years one of those people got. 8 years in prison. A peaceful environmentalist, probably middle class, probably not working class. 8 years. Yeah. Some of the others, 3 years.
I have heard about all that. What is happening in Britain? I know.
Then you've got the economy and the infrastructure's collapsing. The health service is collapsing. It's a police state. There's no freedom of speech anymore. There's people who over the summer posted on Facebook 18 months in prison. But that could be seen as harmful or instigating unrest. 8 years. Not 8 years, 18 months in prison. Is that freedom of speech? No.
This is not freedom of speech. I know what you mean. There is more freedom of speech in Russia than in Britain, that's for sure. I know. And not only that, right now, man like you, I think you have more opportunities in Russia than in Britain. Really.
I mean, let's put this into perspective.
I tell you one thing.
Let me put this to you, Miguel.
Yeah.
I got out of prison. I had some money. I had money in the bank. I came out of prison. I restarted my business. Started doing a bit of church volunteer work. Started going to my local running club and gym. Then I started looking for housing. Nothing affordable. We were looking at minimum of £700 British a month for a one-bedroom apartment. Within 8 months of being here, I've now got a substantial amount of money in the bank. I've got a well-paid job as an engineer with the army. I now have a car. I now have a rented apartment.
Interesting life.
Do you know what I mean? In 8 months, I've now rented a 2-bedroom apartment. I can eat out. I can go out for a meal if I want. I can afford a social life. I can go to the gym. I can do all these things, and I have a much better standard of life. I could go into a supermarket here and not have to worry about the bill. I don't have to. Oh, do I have to put that back on the shelf?
Yeah, you are buying.
That is how much in 8 months the standard of my life has improved from living in my father's back bedroom, low income, having to claim money off the state to top up my income, and couldn't afford housing. It was looking towards the fact as I couldn't find anywhere to live, and my father was saying, "You're going to have to leave. You should go to a homeless charity."
Myself, I want to buy a
dacha. The standard of my life has improved.
Yes,
and I don't have the British counter-terrorist unit knocking on my door every second day, interfering in everything, and having to register telephones, having to register email banking. Having to tell them if I spent any more than 7 days away from home, if I was travelling to another city, my car registration number, having to report all this and under massive surveillance. Of course, when I left prison, it wasn't over. I had a 15-year surveillance order added to my life. So that is in 8 months how much my life has improved by coming to Russia. I'm not suggesting anyone should come to Russia to join the military. If you feel strongly enough about this cause, of course, you can do that. But moving to Russia for a family that wants a better way of life, less crime on the streets, less homelessness, less drug addiction, more freedom of speech, freedom of religion.
Yes.
They say Russia is a racist country. Well, there's Africans settling here. There's people from all over the world settling here because it is a much better life. It's still a European country. It's not that hard for a European to adapt to this way of life. There are some cultural differences, of course, but it's a good life here. As you know yourself, Miguel, you've spent a lot of time here.
Yeah,
I don't know why you don't come and join us, Miguel.
Yes, I should join, because really, I mean, leave everything and say, look, do you know what happened to me? Here I have simply a good job. I have a job. I am teacher here, getting money and that's it, no. But don't think that I don't feel like when I go to Russia, I feel like at home, no. Really, I feel like at home, and I never had problems there with Russia. Russian people are really nice with me, and if I go to Russia without any problems, it's because the Russians, I mean, the FSB knows that I am not that dangerous. I mean, actually, I am friend. I am a Russian friend. No, I mean, and then myself, Ben, I really, I am going to move to Russia. I want to tell you, I don't know when, but and this summer for sure I want to spend 2 months in Russia. Okay, in May there is a conference that they invite me to go there. I hope I can meet you. If I don't meet you in summer, I will travel. Where are you? I will tell you, Ben. Where are you now? And then I will go there. I will take autobus, a bus to go to meet you, and share some pints of beer, because I mean, you are amazing. I never had the chance to meet you personally, but my friends, the Spanish friends that I knew in, like Alexis Castillo.
I nearly met your wife in that bar. We were at that concert at the same night. She posted a photograph on Russian social media for contacts, and I posted a photo. We were in the same bar. If you remember that.
This summer, Ben, you are amazing character. You are amazing character. One of the most amazing character I met. Together with Rodolfo. Rodolfo is really amazing as well. And then somehow I feel really connection. What you are saying, what you are telling is exactly what I saw. And it's good. I think this kind of shows we are doing now, I will pass on social media that. I think it's good because people are watching that, watching the videos, and then we try to show them the other face, other history, other history, different the history of BBC. See you soon.
Okay, my friend.
See you soon. Okay, and let's stop because it's
no
I will send you. No pasará. See you soon.
Okay, God bless you.
That's it.